Now let me go back to the beginning, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the ripples that emanate from outside the splash. When the ball first hits the surface, it's shooting this water out in an explosive way, as I've described. But another thing that it's doing is sending out a shock wave across the surface of the water. And this is our ripples. I generally will start with a single ripple that is fairly thick. And for the first couple of drawings, I will, as I did the splash, I will just animate straight ahead. Okay. So there's a shock wave emanating outwards from the center of the splash across the surface of the water. Okay. Now, I was drawing number 2, and I went to drawing numbers on my splash animation. I went to drawing number 7, wherein the splash, which occurs so quickly, then slows down, deaccelerates to the highest point of trajectory. What happens with ripples is they just shoot out and then slow down. So they'll just go out and slow down and continue to slow down. Adding a couple of little details, disturbing the surface a little bit more. If you look at live footage of splashes, you'll see that ripples are actually very complex. There's hundreds of layers of subtle ripples emanating outwards. For purposes of keeping this all sane and animating a simple cartoon, we do thrive to keep these things a little bit simpler than reality. 2 to 7, it was deaccelerating. We can use that same chart for our outward emanating ripples because the ripples are slowing down. Okay. So from drawing 2 to drawing 7, I have detailed these ripples. Sometimes I might outline them to make them a little clearer, easier to read. Ripples can get complicated when you are in betweening them because they can animate backwards if we're not careful. That's why I try to keep it simple initially and just animate this biggest, thickest ripple. The little details can fall in afterwards. So I can follow this chart here. Between 2 and 7, I'm going to do 4, 5, 6. And so I'm going to take care of those right now. 3 first. The thickest ripple first. I won't worry about all the little details. I'm also going to do it very quickly. Okay, between 3 and 7. I will now add 4. At this point, sometimes it's important to flip and get a good look at what's going on under there. The little details get a little mishmashed. Four. 5. Again, a little flip to make sure I know where my ripple is. And then number 6. And it's moving very slowly now. It's almost stopped entirely. It is moving very slowly.